Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. If you're new here, can you please subscribe to the channel and like this video because I need to get more engagement on my videos and stuff. I have just gone over 8,000 subscribers, which is brilliant, but I'd love it to be 10,000 or even 9,000 first. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd really appreciate that. And if you aren't new here, can you do that as well if you haven't already? Now, last night I watched this US crypto press conference, the one with David Sachs, and there's this bunch of blokes here just just talking about something. I'm not quite sure what they were talking about. I was actually watching the Tom Crown sort of, what do you call it, the kind of commentary, if you like, video on it. I really like Tom. I think he's great. And like, you know, quite rightly, you just say, what are these guys all about? Are they just wanking each other off or what? You know, it's like really strange it was. This guy in particular, this little fat bald guy, I don't know what he was all about. He seemed to have no bloody clue what he was talking about. In fact, none of them did, to be honest. David Sachs himself, this guy here, and he's the main man, if you like. He's the crypto czar. Crypto czar is a bit of a weird word, really. You know, he's not really a Russian emperor, is he? Really? Anyway, but yeah, he seemed to know what he was talking about. But God, it was just awful. It was like nobody really knew what they were talking about. All they were interested in is the actual technology of blockchain, which they seemed to have a vague clue what it was all about, and stable coins. So all I can see is they, you know, want to create a stable coin, probably something to do with the dollar. You know, they'll solve the world's problems by printing some of it. I don't know. I've just become a bit disillusioned with this cycle, and to be honest, I'm a bit fed up with the United States, like, and all this like crap, all this trumping and farting that's going on. It's just ridiculous, and I really hate how the market's driven by the news. I'm probably a little bit salty because I was sitting there with a trade ready to go with this press conference last night, and I was thinking, well, you know, if they're going to talk about crypto, it's obviously going to be good, and the price will go up, you know. Now, unfortunately, everyone else in the world was probably thinking that, and consequently, the price went down, and I ended up a little bit underwater, which is a bit annoying. And I've really got to stop thinking like that, and I've got to try and think opposite to the herd. And actually think, you know, if everyone thinks this is good, it's going to be bad. And although that sounds a bit pessimistic, I think the idea of thinking like, this is too obvious, you know, this isn't going to happen, that is probably a better way to think, and really just being prepared for everything. I mean, I suppose generally, you know, if people do start talking about stable coins and they're talking about things being on the blockchain, then, you know, that kind of language is going to get more commonplace and people will start talking about it, and people, you know, will get more of an idea about crypto. Because believe it or not, most people you meet in the street, if you talk to them about crypto, they wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. So we are a bit special in that respect. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I like to think it's a good thing. Anyway, so what I'm looking at the moment, this is Bitcoin USD on the 1 hour chart using BitGet as a data source. I'm kind of looking at, you know, some sort of like support line like that and some sort of resistance like that, maybe, with the idea that we'll break out of this sort of one way or the other. I've been looking for this kind of price action in the past, actually, and the nearest one I can see is something like this area here. So yeah, so where that's come down there, that's a bit like this bit here. Then we've gone back up, come back down a bit. So yeah, if we were to get the bars pattern thing and copy that. These things are fairly meaningless because what it does in the past doesn't mean it's going to do it in the future. But, you know, there is a possibility of something like that where we could break up like that. But there again, if you sort of adjust this slightly to something more like that, then, you know, equally it could drop out the bottom. I mean, I do think a lot of that kind of copying price action from the past sort of thing is fairly meaningless, really. And, you know, back in 2021, I actually published this thing on TradingView saying about the unicorn strategy. saying the basis of this TA is that I let my 12-year-old daughter draw a unicorn on my TradingView chart. More often than not, the low target are the hooves of the unicorn and the highs are the actual tip of the horn. The last time she drew one of these, a massive green 4-hour candle went straight through the horn that she had drawn 3 weeks earlier. It says either way she is predicting 67.5k at the beginning of September 2021. And actually, if you look at the price of Bitcoin in September 2021, you can actually see that her strategy was slightly early. In fact, that price wasn't actually reached until about 4 weeks later in October 2021. So you get the idea. You may as well just draw a unicorn on the chart and then hope that the price goes in through the hooves and out through the horn of the unicorn. Now, if you do want to get slightly more technical than drawing unicorns on your chart, you could probably use the Stonksy indicator, which is this thing here. If you want a copy of that, go to savewithcrypto.org/Stonksy, and I will be doing a cash giveaway prize to a random person from the first 100 people that use my link, which is savewithcrypto.org/Stonksy. Anyway, Stonksy on the 1 hour is showing this this red background here. It's better if you use this on the index chart. So if you look for Bitcoin USD and then go for this one here, the index chart, okay. This one has more data from the past, therefore is a little bit more reliable. And you can see that we've been in this red zone pretty much. There was a little blip of green there, but we've been in this red zone since Saturday morning. And this obviously included the massive great crash, the recovery, and then now the sort of slow bleed out. So I'm not going to feel bullish at all until I see this background go green, or at least until I see it go black like it did then, which means it's in a no trade zone. But I really want this red to stop. I think we've had enough of that now. So when is this going to happen? Well, how about 12:30 today? Because at 12:30 today, I'm going to be on the Stonksy Indicator channel. I'm going to be doing a live stream with Dave from Stonksy Indicator at 12:30 UTC. I'm doing this every Wednesday. We did miss one the other week because Dave wasn't around, and also we got messed up a little bit with Christmas and New Year. But I think now, at least until the summer, I think you can probably rely on me being here every Wednesday live. So please do come along and tune in, ask us questions, and we'll look at the charts and see what we think. And I think I know what it's going to be like today, because we're going to be looking at Bitcoin thinking like, come on, do something. And at the same time, people will be requesting altcoins and we'll be saying, well, we're just waiting for Bitcoin, really, which I think we are, to be honest. I think we need Bitcoin to do something. Now, I don't want to do it, but you can imagine if something like that happened again, that's what we could be looking at, with the price coming down to 73,000. And that would fill that CME gap down there, wouldn't it? I'm not so sure, you know. I think everyone is far too bullish at the moment. I think maybe we will have an almighty pullback at some point soon. And even though I just said you shouldn't do that, this is actually looking quite good to me now. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Or even better, come along to the Stonksy Indicator show at 12:30 and ask us in the live chat then. That'd be good. In fact, do both, actually. Oh, and while you're down there, do remember to like the video and make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. And above all, see you at 12:30 and tell your friends.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet. If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.